In this walkthrough, I'm going to show you how you can design a system so that the user can choose to take 1, 2, or 3 photos. Then they can choose a photo layout design, and then when the photos are being taken, they can apply a filter to each photo. When the print layout has been generated, they can decorate that layout with some emojis and text. And finally, they will be allowed to print the layout and also scan a QR code to obtain the layout on their phone. So the first thing to do is to create an event to take 3 photos. So let's do that. Into the wizard. I'll do this fairly quickly. Create a photo capture event. We've got this title. We're choosing 3 photos. It's already set up with a get ready and countdown screen. I'm going to get rid of the countdown screen so that we can speed up the process here of demonstration. I'm going to choose to show each photo to the user and also allow them to retake the photo. We want to allow the photo to be printed. We're going to ask the user. Let's choose the printer and a layout. Let's just go for a basic layout. Let's choose that. So we've got 3 photos on a white paper layout. I'm going to thank the user at the end. I'm happy with this design. I'm happy with these buttons. I'm happy with the text. The default is English for all of the text in the event. I'm going to use a webcam. I'm going for a Logitech StreamCam and the photo size is 1280 by 720. And let's create this event. The event's now going to start playing. Here is the live view with my helper. I'm just going to exit out and just show you briefly what's happened. So we've got the start screen, get ready, there's no countdown, we take the photo, we show the photo, we can redo and keep. We've got some photo options, which is just to print, and we've got the thank you screen. Now, in this event, I'm actually going to remove the start screen. I'll explain why later. So I'll go into the event structure, and here I just remove the start screen. What has that done? Let's go back into the editor, and you can see that there is no start screen. It just simply goes straight for the get ready screen and starts taking the photos. So before I do anything else, I'm going to save this event. I'm going to save it as 3 photos. Now, just looking at our walkthrough again, we want to allow the user to choose a photo layout design. So we want to be able to design some layouts for 3 photos. So that's the next thing we will do. Let me open my previously saved event, which is 3 photos. I'm going to go into the editor and I'm going to look at the print layout. Now, as you remember, we created this very simple layout here with 3 photos on it. So in my example, I'm going to go for a paper layout of 4x6, and it's actually landscape. I'm going to use the swap button here to set it into portrait. So I'm going to generate a portrait layout. I'm going to put the 3 photos in a grid, one above each other. You can actually use the arranger here, so we can do this neatly. So we've actually got them aligned up correctly. If I just select them all and just reduce the size slightly, so you can position these anywhere you like on the paper. I'm also going to add a label. Let's put that down here, just so that you can see that this is print layout 1. Let's change the text color to blue. Let's make the text slightly bigger. Obviously you can do whatever you like on this layout design. I'm going to set the background of the paper. Let's go for an image. Let's choose that. So here's print layout 1 with 3 placeholders on it. I'm going to save this layout. Hit this button here, save the screen to a file. I'm going to call it layout 1 3 photos. Now I'm going to redesign it, so let's just do something else. Let's put them like this. Let's change the background for a different image. Let's edit this and call it print layout 2. Maybe change the color of the text to, I don't know, yellow, something like that. Just for demonstration purposes, let's make this a lot bigger in terms of font. And I'm going to save this layout. Again, I'm going to call it layout 2. Let's just do one more. So I'm going to set the background to a different image completely. Let's go for orange, and we'll just have these like this. Maybe change this. You get the idea. Let's just add another image. Let's save this as layout 3 photos. So I'm going to put the layout back to the original one, which was that one. The next thing I need to do is to add a new screen. Let's use add items, screen, and I'm going to call it choose layout. Now by default, RightBooth adds this new screen at the top of the list, as you can see there. So that will be the first screen that appears when this event plays. I'm going to set the background to be the same as this background. So look at properties, choose a background. It's in materials, it's here. Now on this screen I want to add the option to choose a print layout. The way to do that is to add a print layout item, and that's this one here. It's just hiding behind these two panels. Now if I double click and choose to add, I get the option to pick layouts. So I'm going to use this one, and this one. They're all in this list here. If I click OK, they're now added into this grid. So I just want to change the design of this grid. So let me just close this down, move this out here. So at the moment we're showing 1 column and 4 rows. I'm going to have 3 columns and 1 row. Let me just widen this out. I'm going to set the gap between them . Let's make the selector slightly bigger. So we're presenting the 3 layouts to the user. Let me add some text with a new label item. If I just double click this, I'll put choose a layout. This is the instruction for the user on this screen. Let's put this over here. Obviously you can design that, make it bigger, change the colour, etc. That will do. We also need a button on here to progress to the next screen. So let me just move these up slightly. I'm going to add a button which is here. And I'm going to set the property, the click action on this button, which is here, to next screen. And I'm going to add another label, and I'll just set this to next. There is actually a quicker way of doing this. If I just delete these two things, instead of adding them manually, you can just use this option on the screen for next, and watch what happens when I click this. It automatically adds both of those items for you. So let's do that. So that's the choose layout screen. So what will happen now is that when I play this event, it will allow the user to choose a layout, and then it will take the photos and show it on the photo options screen. So let's have a quick go at that. So we just exit out, save. So I've saved all my changes. Let's just play the event. So the first option is to choose a layout. I'll go for number 2. Then I'll click next, and we're instantly into the photo capture. That's capture 1. I can choose to redo or keep. I'm going to keep that. I'm now on to photo 2. It shows the photo, and I can keep that one. I can finally take the third photo, and I'm going to keep that one. We're now onto the photo options screen, and notice that it's actually showing me the print layout that I chose. I can choose to print here, and I can finish. So I'm just going to finish that. Let's do some editing. So I'm going to escape out of this, back into the screen editor, and I'm going to go to the photo options screen. So I'm not bothered about showing these individual photos, so I select them all and hit the delete button, and I'm going to put the print button over here somewhere with the finish button there. Let's make this a lot bigger. We now want to allow the user to apply a photo filter to each photo. So if I go into the designer, event structure, and look at filters, we can choose to ask the user to add a filter. So I'm going to go for grayscale, sepia, old fade, and oil paint. If we go back into the editor, what's that done? It's added this choose filter screen. So let's go in here. Now it's giving me some options down here. Let's make this a bit bigger. Let's make this photo bigger. This is the captured photo that we will see. Okay, let's try that. Just save it. Let's pick this layout. Number 1, we can then choose a filter. I will not apply a filter to this one. Let's just click OK. Let's keep that. Number 2, let's go for that. And number 3, let's try that. So as you can see, we've got original and 2 filters applied. We'll keep this. And you can see the 3 photos are here with the filters on, and we can print. The next option is to allow users to decorate the chosen print layout after the photos have been taken. So let's have a look at how we do that. If I open the event, go into the editor, on the photo options screen, I can add some items that I would like users to be able to choose to drop onto this layout. The way to do that is to just choose a few images. Let's go for this one. Let's put them over here. Maybe some emojis. Let's add another image. And maybe some labels. Let's have a look at the properties. Let's make this bigger. Maybe outline it. Take off the shadow. Maybe make the outline slightly bigger. Let's copy and paste that in. Maybe change the font. Okay, what I need to do is select them all. On the properties, I need to set them to be able to be movable, so tick can move, and also set them to be stamps. So what that means is that when the event is playing, these items can be dragged and dropped onto the layout, and they will stay there as stamp items. So let's have a look at that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the event structure and print photos, and I'm going to tick this option, save the print layout as an image file. Right, let's play this. Let's choose this layout. Next. So first photo. Let's go black and white. And keep it. Second photo. Sepia. Keep that one. And third photo, we'll just leave that as the original. Got the 3 photos, we'll keep this one. Now on the print layout screen, we can drag these on if we wish, so we can rotate them, we can size them. So I'll put that one there, let's put this one here, let's put that here. And we can now print this out or finish. Now if I escape out and have a look at the event files, you can see that it's capturing the photos, but in this last time round it's also saved the print layout image using all of my stamps that I've put onto the layout file itself. Back to our requirements, and we also want to allow the user to scan a QR code to obtain the layout that they've designed. So let's show you how to do that. I open up this 3 photos event into the screen editor. Now I want to add another screen. I'll call this QR code. As you can see, it's added it to the top of the list again, but I want it to appear after the photo options screen. So I can use the arrows to move it down the list so that it's placed between the photo options screen and the thank you screen. Again, I want to set the background to be the same as the other screens in this event, so I go to Images and choose this one. So I want to be able to show the layout on this screen, so I'm going to add an image. It's a placeholder to begin with, and the content is print layout. So this will show the layout as it's currently designed at when the event is playing. Now I need to add 2 more image items, and these can be QR codes. So the first one is going to be connect to Wi-Fi. And the second one will be text plus print layout. And in here we put http:// followed by the text variable web server IP followed by a folder name, and I'm going to call it layouts. So on my machine I've got the WAMP server 64, the www folder, and this folder called layouts. So I'm going to copy all my layouts into this folder, and they'll be accessible from the QR code scan. So this one is to join the network, so let's add a label. Scan to join network. Let me copy and paste that. This one is to get your layout file. So scan to obtain layout. Let's add a button to finish. We now need to add a file copy action to copy the print layouts from this event into the local web server folder. So we do that in the designer. We have event, files and folders. I want to tick this option here and add a file copy action to copy files into WAMP64 www layouts. So here's the folder that we're going to copy files into, and I want to copy prints into it. And I want to do that after the prints have been created, so that's here. So this means that every time a print layout file is generated in this event, it will be automatically copied into the local web server's layouts folder so that people can scan the QR codes and access the file. Let's run it again. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3. I'm now going to finish here, and here we can scan to join the network and scan to obtain the layout, and then we're finished. Okay, what we've done so far is to design the flow for the 3 photo selection. Now, if I just open up the requirements, we also want to allow the users to do the same thing for 1 photo or 2 photos. So the way to do that is to open up the 3 photos event, and we're going to modify this event for just 2 photos and save it as 2 photos.rbe. So to do that, you go into the designer, set this to 2, go into the editor, look at the print layout screen. You can now see there are only 2 photos on here. So again, you can design this layout for 2 photos. So I'm going to save that as layout 1, 2 photos. Let me change this. Let's design a different layout now. So we'll go print layout 2. Let's change the background. Save that as layout 2, 2 photos. And another change. Let's save that. If we go back to this screen, I can now remove all these and add the 3 for the 2 photos. So it's that one, and that one. If we exit, I can save this as 2 photos.rbe. So let's just have a quick look through it. So now we've got 3 layouts to choose from, but they only have 2 photos in them. The get ready screen's the same, the take photo screen's the same, choose filter is the same, show photo has just got the 2 items here, everything else is the same. Photo options screen is now just for 2 photos, QR code is the same, and the thank you screen is the same. We now need to repeat the same for 1 photo, so into the designer, set this to 1, into the screen editor on the print layout screen. You can see we now only have 1 photo on here, so let's redesign this a little bit. Let's make that print layout 1. Let's save this as layout 1, 1 photo. Let's change the background. Save this as layout 2, 1 photo. And we'll just have one more modification here. Let's save this as layout 3, 1 photo. Okay, back to the choose layout screen. Remove all these and add the single ones. So that one, and that one. Okay, we can save this as 1 photo. So we now have 3 event files. We've got this one that is for taking 1 photo only. We have this one which is for taking 2 photos, and we have this one for taking 3 photos. So the 3 event files are identical except for the fact that they've got different layouts in them and they have different quantities of photos that are captured. So the final thing that we need to do is to tie all this together with an initial event file that lets the user choose the number of photos they want to take. So the way to do that is to create an information event. Let's do that. Click Create, Information. I'm going to use the same image here for the background, same button style, same text. Just let RightBooth go through the process of creating an information event. So we've now created the information event. I'm just going to press the Escape key. Let's have a look at what it's done. It's literally one screen. So this can be our start screen, our welcome screen. So let's just put something like welcome to the photo capture event. Touch the screen to continue. Obviously we can do whatever we like on this screen. I'm going to add another screen. I'll call this photo quantity. Let's put this down below the start screen. Let's edit this screen, make it the same background. So on this screen, I want to allow the user to choose whether to take 1 photo, 2 photos, or 3 photos. So the easiest way to do that is to add a label. take one photo. Let's copy and paste that. Edit this to say take two photos. And we'll paste in another one. Take three photos. Let's have another label. We now give each of these label items an action to play one of the three events that we've designed. So let's select this one, Properties. The click action can be Play Event, and then we click here and choose the event file that we want to play. And it's one photo. In this one, we want to play event two photos. On this item, we want to choose the click action play event three photos. So each of these label items will open and play one of the three events that we've designed. So I'm going to save this as photo menu. So let's just play this and see what happens. Touch the screen to continue. Take one photo and it opens up this event which has got one photo. I'm just going to escape out. Let's play the event again. Touch the screen to continue. Take two photos. If I click that, it plays the two photo event. Escape out. Let's play again. Final time is to click this one and it plays the three photo capture event. So this is our starting event, photomenu.rbe. The last thing I need to do to tie all this together is to edit the three photo events so that they come back to this one when they're finished. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to open up one photo event and let's have a look at the designer. And in event flow, we need to change all these so that they go back to the previous event. And that means that when this event is finished playing, the one photo event, it will go back to the event that called it, which was the photo menu event. So let's just save that. And I need to make the same change on the other two events. So two photos, designer, event flow, set them all to previous event, save that, open up three photos into the designer, event flow and tick previous event. Save that. Let's reopen our photo menu. So let's take a look at the event flow diagram. You will start by playing the event photo menu. The first user makes a choice of how many photos they want to take. Depending on their choice, RightBooth will then play one of the following three events. And in here, you take the photos, you apply the filters and the stamps, and you can print, and you can also QR code scan to get your layout. When the user is finished, the event flow takes the system back round to play the photo menu event again, ready for the next user. And that is the total event flow for this solution, which involves 4 event files. So let's just try the whole flow and see what happens. So I'll play this event. It welcomes me. I touch the screen to continue. I'm just going to take one photo here. It runs the one photo event. I will choose a layout. I'll go for this one. Next. Takes one photo. Gives me the option of filtering it. Lets me redo it or keep it. I'll keep it. It now lets me print or add stamps or both. I can print here now, or I can finish. I now get the option of scanning to join the network and obtaining the layout. I can then finish. The system thanks me and it takes me back to the first event, the previous event. In other words, the photo menu event. I'll just try it one more time. This time I'm going to choose to take 2 photos. I get the option of the layout. Let's go for this one. Photo 1, I won't bother with a filter. I'll keep that. Photo 2, I'll put a black and white filter. Keep it. Again, options to print and decorate. I'm finished. I can now scan to join the network and obtain the layout. And when I finish here, it thanks me for using the system and takes me back to the photo menu. So really what we've been doing here is using event flow to go from the start menu, either the photo menu event, through to one of the chosen photo capture events and then back to the menu again. So I hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching.